how tenacious in your mind, if on a scale of 1 to 10, if 10 is like the most tenacious ever, like it's like Henry Ford, and a 1 is like terrible, how tenacious is the average entrepreneur in your mind?
I think you have to be the average entrepreneur or successful entrepreneur.
Well, I say the average, because like 9 out of 10 of them go out of business.
Yeah. I mean, I would say you have to be pretty tenacious to get up and keep going every day, because you're going to get the no's, you're going to get the negative. You know,
is that a swing factor between success and not success, is tenacity in your mind?
I think so.
Okay.
Yep.
I want to encourage you guys, look up the story of Airbnb, the website Airbnb. Those dudes ran out of money, so they started a company selling cereal, where they went out to the grocery store and bought cereal, and they just took the cereal out of one box and put it into their own box, and they started calling them Obama O's, and they started selling cereal as a way to make enough money to keep their site afloat. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that's going to get us through.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Walt Disney, when I hear the name, there he is, oh, there he is. When I hear the name Walt Disney, I think of the military ambulance driver who decided, to turn his ambulance into a canvas for his cartoons. When I think of Walt Disney, I think of the animator who started a studio that failed. When I think of Walt Disney, I think of the man who had the courage of his belief to actually ask his friends, family, and outsiders for investments in his business when it failed. Are you kidding me? You mean that he went on to ask, so check it out, he asked all his friends and family for money, he lost it all, then he asked him for money again, and he lost it all again. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
But he kept going. So when I think of Disney, I think of a man who loved his parents so much that he bought them a new home, and he moved them to actually live in the same town as him, because Walt Disney World was taken off, and or Walt Disney, Disneyland was taken off. He buys his parents a home, and then he actually accidentally killed them because the home had a gas leak. And so it killed, he ended up killing one of his parents. And then I think of a man who was picketed and booed by his own employees at the very time that Disney Studios finally became profitable, because he forced cartoonists to draw the same pictures over and over and over. I think of the man who had the intensity needed to drive countless animators, cartoonists, and artists to complete their movies on time in a day when animated movies required drawing thousands upon thousands of nearly the same pictures in a kind of a movie flip book style. When I think of Walt Disney, I think of the man who the world called crazy, but for whom the world eventually cheered. When I hear the name Walt Disney, I just don't think, it must be nice to have money like that. When I think of Walt Disney, I think of a champion of life, a man who burned his bridges of retreat, and a man who was committed to build something great. I think of a man who built his whole empire by the drawing of a mouse.
Yeah.
And again, I mean, let's look at this here. He accidentally killed one of his parents because of a gas leak.
Awful.
How would you, I've never done that.
Yeah.
How would you feel?
That's awful. Yeah.
You know, so okay, that's reason to quit right there. Then, could you imagine your company's finally profitable? Go look this up. You got to YouTube this stuff. All the employees are booing him, people who he'd been working with forever, because they decided to boo him because they finally said, he's finally making money, we got to picket. Could you imagine what it'd be like to have all your staff in front of your building booing you? I mean, it's unbelievable. What would it be like to raise all the money? Maybe you've done this. You've got money from everybody you know to invest, and you lose it all. And then you have to ask them again. Jeff, what does that feel like even? Like, hey, Birdman, I know I lost all your money, but I have another idea. This time the mouse is not named Mortimer. That was the first mouse, by the way, Mortimer. The new mouse is Mickey. He's a little fatter, a little more round. Do you want to put in some money? Come on now.
Oh, yeah.
And then to lose it again. And then to come back, hey, Birdman. So Mortimer didn't go too well. I know Laugh-O-Grams wasn't a big hit, but I'm going to build an amusement park. What? I mean, based around my cartoons. I mean, it's just, it's insanity.
Tenacity. That's tenacity.